a face to face. Either we keep playing games or we cut to the chase.
What's up, y'all? It's Chase, and welcome to Cut to the Chase. I got my co-host here.
Deshaun Hollywood, you guys already know what's up. I'm excited to have you guys here today. We definitely got a dope, interesting topic for you guys that I think we'll all enjoy for sure. So it's gonna be real lit.
I feel like every episode they're gonna enjoy.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, obviously it's us. So
Exactly.
Y'all gonna enjoy it.
So, I mean, let's cut to the chase.
Cutting right to the chase.
So, I kind of want to talk about, like, you know, traveling and, like, financing. Like, obviously, like, if we're going off, like, social media or just our lives, period, people like to travel just for either the aesthetic or they just like to travel to venture off and, like, explore different places and stuff. So,
different events of their life, like different
Yes.
times, celebrating
Yes.
different things, different accomplishments for sure.
definitely, especially me and you,
Okay.
because we're never home. We're never home.
All right, we're always traveling somewhere, celebrating something. So for sure.
Yes. All right. So, of course, you've been so many places. I've been so many places. What is, first of all, what's your favorite place you've been so far?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's definitely gonna have to be a tie between Amsterdam and Paris. Two totally different vibes.
Okay.
Amsterdam, that's where you want to go when you want to have a good time. You want to party. You want to get it cracking. Like literally, they love us out there. It's a vibe. You gonna turn up until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and like, yeah, they going with it. Paris, you go out there when you want to feel a little bit bougie. You want to shop. You want to eat good food. You want to have nice rosé, champagne. Like those are the vibes, and I like that because it's two different vibes for how you feeling at the time. So if you want some chill shit or very romantic with Bay, like I definitely say Paris. If you want to go with the friends, with the guys, we having a good time, Amsterdam, hands down.
Period.
Go watch you a nice live show in the Red District. Like it be lit. Like I love it. Yeah.
That's so
What about
funny.
you?
You know what? Honestly, Amsterdam is actually on my list. I went
We
there.
should go.
We should definitely go together. I went there when I used to work for a certain company. Don't want to say. But me and a couple of coworkers, we went out there, and honestly, I had such a dope experience. Now, like we got out there, we were like at the bars, like that's all we were at, like,
Yes.
all the bars. You get me?
Yes. It's the culture out there. I'm
No,
telling you.
seriously, like I loved it. Great experience. When I went to Paris, that's when I was an artist at the time. I had a show.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy. I had a show in Paris. But I definitely relate to what you said. Like it's more of like a romantic thing, and at that time I was there by myself. Like I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong, like it's still a dope ass like place to visit.
I just didn't really get like rager, like clubby vibes. Like I even crashed the party when I was there and everything, but even the party was still very like upper echelon, like
Yeah.
classy. Everyone got dressed to still kind of sit there and just like
Exactly.
wee and kisses and like
Very classy upper echelon.
But it was like still a vibe though. Like I still
Yeah.
had so much fun.
Because you can still like, the thing is the way that we are anyway, we can intertwine and like camouflage ourselves into anything. But I will say Amsterdam, and I want to say Bali.
Oh, I want to go to Bali so badly for sure.
Now, to me, I feel like that's a place you need to go with who you're with, like
Yes.
your partner. Like that's a romantic vibe.
Or
For
like
sure.
a couples retreat, like something. It gotta be
Yes,
like
it got to be couples.
Yeah.
Like if you're going with your friends,
It's
they got to
just
be in a
too
relationship.
pretty.
Yeah.
It's too pretty.
It's dope.
maybe
Or
a
unless-
birthday.
Yeah, unless you go like alone, you know, then it's a
Yes.
different vibe, you know. But yeah, those are my two things.
I have a question for you though.
Yeah.
Where is a place that you want to visit that you haven't?
Ooh, Thailand. I have to go to Thailand. Okay, my dream is to be with the elephant. I know this sounds crazy, but like I don't want to ride no elephant or anything, but I do want to like swim with them
And
be with
clean them,
Yes,
like,
I love that
yeah.
vibe. And then like their tattoos, their artists are amazing. So yes. What about you?
Okay, so I'm so happy that you said Thailand because, like, I really want to go see Thailand too, but for a little different reason. Like, I want to see the lady boys. I don't know why. I just want to see the lady boys for sure. But I would say Tokyo. Like, I definitely want to go to Japan. Like,
Mm,
for sure. I just hear
yeah.
it's so clean. The culture. I know I would eat super good.
Mhm.
Like, get into my anime bag. Like, yeah.
Ooh.
Like, I want to see Tokyo for
I
sure.
think that needs to be a trip. I
Like,
think
let's
we need to
do
go.
it. Yes, we need to put more stamps on our passport
We
anyway.
definitely
Like,
do.
it's time.
Yeah, I'm down for Thailand. I'm
Okay.
down for Tokyo.
Same.
You know what? I'm really down for anywhere. First of all,
Let's just
y'all.
go on tour.
Wait, hold on, y'all. First of all, we haven't even taken a trip together outside of this state.
No. And I'm sick of it.
Yes, we
I'm
need
sick
to.
of it because we need to take a trip together for sure.
No, for sure. Yes, yes. And I know
take,
I'm gonna have a
let's
good
take
time.
a toast to that. We need to take a toast
You know what?
to
You're
that.
right. Hold on.
To making sure that we take more trips in the future for sure. Like friendship trips,
Yes,
we need that.
we definitely do. Mm.
Okay? Mm. um anyway, do you enjoy traveling? Like is that something that you like to do? And like if you do, who do you like to travel with?
Okay.
Like are you more of a vacation, staycation, friendcation? Like what are the vibes?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know. Actually right now I'm in a long distance relationship until
Mm-hmm.
So I will say when I travel to visit him, I love that like what do you call what's that feeling like that adrenaline rush?
Adrenaline?
Yes,
Yes. Like I
adrenaline
miss
rush.
you.
Yes.
Like
Yes. So like
it's
on
been
my
a
way
while,
there,
it's
that's what
building
I'm
up.
feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
The
not
plane
really,
just landed.
exactly. I'm
I
like,
just
woo!
landed, babe.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
I'm on my
here,
way.
babe. I'm at the airport. You picking me up? You know, like I
Yes.
love that whole thing. But when it comes to like me and him traveling together, the plane rides just be. It depends on where we're going, because if we're just going somewhere that's like an hour or two away, cool.
Mhm.
But something that like we went to Hawaii. Oh my God, too long. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I want to go out the country with him, but it's just like, God damn, like that's the only part I don't like about traveling. It's like,
Don't
the
you feel
distance.
like you truly know someone when you travel with them though?
Absolutely.
Because traveling can be so frustrating.
Yes.
That like you truly have to have patience with
Yes.
whomever you're traveling with because like it can get like that.
No facts, which is why I don't travel with a lot of friends because I be scared of like,
Same.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh my
God,
God,
that-
where if this ends the friendship?
Oh, because how many times we all heard about the Miami trips that
Okay,
go wrong,
no,
the
seriously.
Vegas trips that go wrong.
Do
Like
you
we've
hear
all
me?
heard about it.
Yes.
So like I feel you.
Yes. And shout out to Nay. She had that's one of my closest friends, Dr. Nay, I shall say.
Okay, get it right.
She had her batch in Miami, and like, of course, all her girls went out there, and those are one of those, like you said, like deal breakers. But like, guess what? We all came back as
showed
a
up.
whole. Yeah, so we did not lose any friends out there. But yeah, I always see that about Miami. Like they be losing friends, and
I just feel like as long as you're transparent and as long as y'all all are on the same page, honestly, there's really nothing that can go wrong with the trip.
that's
Like
facts.
people be going out of town with people that aren't really their friends and they be haters and that be the issue.
So boom, let's get into this right quick. Now let me ask you something since you said that.
Okay.
So, have you ever traveled with friends?
Yes.
Okay, so have you ever traveled with friends who couldn't afford the trip?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so like, are you all still friends today?
No.
Okay, so let's get. I mean, if you don't mind us like kind of
We
cracking
can
the
get
code,
into
let's
it.
get into
I
it.
don't
So-
care.
So like, tell us like what?
Okay, so first of all, this is part of the big reasons why one, I don't like road trips. Like literally anything over 3 hours, I'm probably not gonna go
Okay.
because like I am just scarred. I went all the way from I believe it was Ohio to Florida, which anyone who knows that is a long trip. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 12 to 15 hours depending on how you drive.
Probably a little more.
Yeah. And like, no, people didn't have enough money. Everybody's supposed to be chipping in on gas. Everybody's supposed to be chipping in on, driving. Everybody's supposed to be chipping in on everywhere. and people are just falling up short. They're like, oh no, I don't really have money to get for gas because now I'm dipping in the money that I'm supposed to be like spending when we actually get to the trip.
Oh, baby, you should
so
have
it's
stayed
like,
home.
right, people are running out of money before we even made it to the destination. So that was like, I'm already getting irritated because it's like now I'm coming out of pocket more for gas, and it's like, okay, y'all dipping into my shopping money, y'all dipping into my eating money, because I'm not somebody that goes out of town and want to eat the same stuff that we can eat at home. That's annoying to me. No, I don't want to eat Wendy's out of town. We can eat that at home.
Pause, please pause. Wait, I need to know. Because what I need to know is how much money are we putting in this car? First of all, what kind of car are we driving? Are we driving a van? Are we driving a truck? Or are we in a...
It was very much regular 4-door.
Okay, so regular 4-door, and we're already
Honda Civic.
We're dipping in our traveling money?
Yes, the girls was dipping in their traveling money before we even made it across the state line. Like, they like, oh, I don't know if I can afford to fill the tank up. Da, 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 da. So now, it's because I got money and I got extra money. It's like, oh, but you got it though, right? You got it. And no, I don't got it. Y'all ain't about to make me go broke because now I'm chipping in for your turn to pay gas, your turn to pay gas, and my turn. No, it's not like I'm not going.
Oh,
I hated it. And I hated everybody by the end of that trip. So I was like, no.
Well,
that was the worst. Then getting there and then like it was like this person and this person, because they both was running low on money. They had to like share meals and shit like that. Now I'm embarrassed at the table.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know
what? It was too much.
God bless them. I hope that they are well off financially. So, question. So, far as traveling, like, okay, cool. Like, obviously, I know that like you work a great job that you can be able to like afford, you know, your lifestyle and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we live in Chicago. Chicago, beautiful city. We love it. You know, I want to ask you. Like, I kind of want to like intertwine this into traveling. Like, do you feel that you have to limit yourself on traveling because of where you stay? Like, do you feel like, you know, the cost of living in Chicago is just like so crazy that like I got to plan my trip. Like, I got to do this like twice a year or or once a month or.
Honestly, no. I feel like Chicago is one of the better places when it comes to things like that, because of how easy it is to operate and get around and move around, like, versus other places. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, with Chicago's public transportation, it's super easy to operate, to navigate, to use. Like, it's affordable.
Yes.
Like, you know, you regardless of what you're using, if you're using the bus, if you're using any of the lines, if you're using the metro, like, you can get places like here in Chicago versus some places they don't really have public transportation like that.
Thanks.
Like, you gotta have a car to get around and get, like, you could get all the way to the airport on public transportation. That's not heard of where I'm from.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, you cannot take no public transportation that's going to get you all the way to the airport. It may get you close, but like you're not getting all the way to the airport. So I definitely feel like that alone cuts out a cost.
Yeah, because
Uber to O'Hare,
that's like $80. So it depends, and that's 80 on a good day.
Right.
Sometimes it could be like 100, 120.
Man. Don't let them be surging. Don't let it be raining, snowing, anything like that. It's going up.
225 train, and it letting you right inside the airport.
Period.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's Midway and O'Hare.
Yes.
But I always said like if you can't make it in Chicago, I always say like Chicago is that place where like if you're trying to move to New York or you're trying to move to LA, if you're trying to move to anywhere else that's like kind of like the cost of living is high, if you can't make it here, you're not gonna make it out there.
And if you can, you can make it anywhere. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I conquered Chicago, there was no other place that I felt like I couldn't move and shake. And it didn't matter where it was, how tough they said it was, how scary they said it was. I'm like, wait, I made it in Chicago for how many years? Oh, like I'm moving and shaking anywhere. Like that's just what it is. So Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure.
Yeah, so I keep drinking this drink, and y'all probably think I'm an alcoholic, and I'm not. I don't really drink like that, but he ain't picked this cup up. So
No, 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 no. Because I'm just making
normally
sure that we
pick his
stay
cup
focused.
up.
We stay focused too at the task. Okay, so this is an interesting topic. I feel like this is something that kind of like makes its rounds on the internet often. That I just want to know, like, how do you feel about this?
Okay.
Like, because I don't think we've ever had a conversation like this before, so I don't know like where you stand with it. But would you be okay with your partner taking 50-50 of the bills, or do you expect your partner to pay for everything, or do you want to pay for everything? Like, how does that work? Like, what's the dynamic with that?
Woo. Okay, here's my thing, and this is honest. You know, I grew up in a household where the man take care of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, like you know, you have people who like, oh, you know, your mom might pay the utilities, and
Right.
your dad is taking care of the big bills,
Okay.
big stuff. So then, like, when
One of
it's
my
time-
good friends said mortgage is
Yes.
M for men. So like the man pays the
Okay.
mortgage.
and utilities U for uterus. So
Mm-hmm.
boom. But
So in a case where we're both men, then what?
so
Is it the submissive person?
okay, so
or-
let me get
I'ma
into
let you
it.
cook.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
cook. So, yeah. So you know, the men would take care of like the big bills, like even like the car notes and stuff, and then
Okay.
like, the women would take care of the utilities. And because the utilities is so low, and depending on how much money you making, we gonna use your check to travel because you got most of your money. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Okay.
you know, you saving your money for our travel and emergency funds and rain funds.
Excursions.
Yes, because I'm working
The hotel.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
See, I like that. Come on.
and now, like with me being gay and two men,
Uh-huh.
you know, like, so I still have that mentality of like still wanting to be the person who provides.
Come
You know,
on.
right? I've
Hello.
always been a provider and always give and like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, right? But at the same time, you know, like you said, like we're two men, and that's where we both identify.
You have
as,
limits.
and I have limits, so it's like I still want him to be a man too. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And like I don't want him to feel like, you know, I'm like, excuse my language, but bitching him out. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So like he's a man, I'm a man, so like we can do 50-50, but like if he was to have a conversation with me like, hey babe, like, do you mind if I take over the utilities and you do this? I wouldn't have a problem with it, you know,
Mhm.
but like if he wants to do 50-50, I wouldn't have a problem with that either. You know,
Got
so
you.
like it's not a fight about that. But if push did come to shove, like I don't mind because I'm used to always being a provider. You know what I'm saying?
See,
But,
I love that, and honestly, I feel like a lot of times, like from my experience, dudes be putting their foot in their mouth, like they be putting their foot in their mouth, and they be like ruining it because if you present yourself as like, you know, we both men and you want to go blah 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 50-50,
Yeah.
I'll work with you and like
Right.
because I'm not against that.
Right.
However, dudes be looking at me and they look at the way I look and they be like, all right, yeah, no, you gonna submit, you go da da da, and I'm like, all right, well, if I'm gonna submit, then we gonna play these heteronormative roles to the fullest.
And you
so
gon-
I ain't doing nothing.
and
I'm
you
not
paying 80-20.
Exactly. Okay. 80-20, not even 60-40. Like, nah. So that's why I be like, yeah, be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
Because if you talk to me like, oh, no, I want to be the one to provide and you do
Yeah.
this and that, okay, I'm going to let you.
Yeah.
But,
But
like,
see, that's the thing. They look at you, they get imitated. I mean, start over.
Mm-hmm.
They look at you and they get intimidated. And the thing is that they put their foot in their mouth. So they feel like that they say things to make you be like, oh, okay, you know.
Right.
When really,
Like,
when
that's
you,
what I wanna
and that's what
hear.
you want to hear. So they going to tell you what you want to hear instead of just being real, like.
exactly.
Okay,
and then
look.
be struggling.
Is it
Can't pay the rent.
now?
Child, we about to get put out because you trying to take care of me. Don't do
6
that.
months behind
Don't do
in
that.
rent.
Please
6
don't
months.
live beyond your means. It ain't that deep. If you need me to help, I'll help. Like, it's not
Okay.
that deep.
And here's my thing too. Also, jobs aren't promised. Okay,
Ever.
these jobs are not promised. They can
Ever.
fire you tomorrow night.
We're all just a number.
And what I want to say is, if that man who is providing lose their job, okay, that's when you're supposed to step up and be able to step in and pay that part.
Okay.
Okay, that don't mean let the ship sink.
Come
okay?
on.
That's why you aren't paying, because you're study building and saving for a time that
The
may
rainy
come.
day.
Then you come through
Hello, come
for that
on,
rainy
see?
day, and now you can be like the temporary provider until I get back on my feet again.
You
but
get
people
it.
don't understand that.
You get it.
Yeah.
You get it. See,
Yeah.
that's why. Yeah. See,
But you know,
they don't understand.
they don't get it. They don't get
They
it.
don't.
And all this debate on that I always see, you know, like it honestly annoys me because they don't. I feel like I understand where the man is coming from, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand where the women is coming from. But they both don't understand where
Each other is coming from. Exactly.
Because the women
It's a
sound more
constant,
like
butting heads.
Yes. They sound more like, oh, I'm supposed to be taken care of, right?
Mhm.
But really, their translation is like, you know, you're supposed to be the provider for me, you know? And the man is supposed to be like, well, they're looking at it more like a city girl standpoint, right?
Mhm.
But it's like, no, you are supposed to be the provider.
Which I think that did impact. The whole City Girls wave impacted the culture
But it's
a
just
lot
like
because now every man is scared or thinking like somebody is after them for
But they just
a
put it on.
motive
They
or
put it
agenda.
on. They put it on Front Street. City girls have always been
A
city
thing,
girls.
right.
Always been a thing. Okay.
Mhm.
But my thing is this.
They just weren't used to anybody talking about it boldly like that.
Exactly. But like, I mean, hey, like
It'd take some Miami girls to do it.
it'll take some Miami girls to do it. But hey, that's what we are. So I have a so while we're talking about that, far as like, you know, the rainy days and things like that. 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Are you good with budgeting? And if you were in a relationship with someone who was providing for you, paying all the bills, could you? I don't know your situation, far as like you're saving. So I want you to answer that first. Far as are you good with budgeting?
Mhm.
And I want you to be honest. Are you good with budgeting? With the lifestyle that you have, with the clothes that you like to wear, with the shoes you like to wear, are you good with budgeting?
No.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I
Okay.
used to be so good at budgeting.
Okay.
I used to be so good at budgeting. Like, I promise you, I'm talking about from a very, very young adolescent age.
Mhm.
Like, it got to I was so good with budgeting that, like, I remember there were times where my mom would be like, wait a minute, like, where are you getting this money from? Like, how can you afford this and that? But I really was just somebody that used to just save up my allowances, or I would save up, like, my checks and stuff like that so I could do things with it. Now that I've gotten older and I've got accustomed of just kind of this mentality of like spend that shit, get it right back.
Yeah.
I am not good with budgeting, but I'm not flexing on that because I want to be good with budgeting.
Yes.
Like I want to
Yes.
get back to that point of where I really was good at like stacking my money and saving it, because I always preach that any and everyone should have rainy day money.
Yes.
And that is when
Yes.
something occurs, you randomly get a flat tire that day, or randomly like something happens. Like you need to have rainy day money for like you got that money, because you don't want it to be like your paycheck is the only money that you got, and then you still got to handle all your bills, all your extras, everything.
That's how it starts. That's how debt starts.
Literally.
Yes, because of people
You did not
for rainy
prepare.
days. Yes.
And now it's like, okay, well, wait, my car broke down, so I got to pay $250 for it to get fixed. But don't forget, my car insurance is $400, and the car note is $350. It's like now I'm in debt. Like
Yes.
now I'm digging myself in the hole.
Yes.
So I definitely want to get back to that, but I can be honest and say that I've fallen off like tremendously for sure. I need to be better.
So my thing is this. I feel like that now that you're aware of that, I think you should take control of that. Only because like you always want to prepare and already be ready for when that special someone comes in your life and they're
Facts.
ready to provide, that you're able to budget yourself so that if they're paying all these bills and you're stacking up and then that time comes, God forbid, that they lose their job, you're able to pick up the slack.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're not looking
and
crazy.
I started talking to a financial advisor because
Okay.
of that.
Yeah.
And like one of the biggest things that I feel like I've learned from our sessions was the fact that they told me like financial like literacy and just financial wealth comes with sacrifice.
Yes.
And they're like, there's no way that you're going to get to it if you don't sacrifice. And that also brings me back to a meme that I saw like many years ago. And it was like, if you can't take a year to save up and get your life together, you care too much about what people think. And I was like, wow, that's like the facts. Because you really don't need new clothes. You really don't. But if you care about, like, wait a minute, like, somebody gonna say that I don't got the latest, or they saw me in this piece this time, blah, 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 blah. You care too much about what people think, and you're not thinking about the bigger picture.
That's so true. That is so true. Let me tell you something. I hadn't bought me a pair of Balenciagas in a few years, honestly. And I did that because I was so busy trying to... When I bought everything, like when I bought designer and stuff, it was to... I don't want to say impress, but it made me feel good.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't necessarily like caring what other people think, right? So,
but you want somebody to notice.
But I want somebody
like,
to know.
We gotta be real and admit that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't that I did it for them. I did it for me because I felt good. But at the same time, it was like, okay,
acknowledge my
now
effort.
that I got this shit on, I need you to see. I need you to see my shit.
Yes. Acknowledge my effort that I'm putting in.
Right. So, but I had took a little back step. I started saving and started analyzing things that, like, okay, I've been young, I've been did this, I've been did that. You know, I have nothing to prove to nobody.
No.
Like, I got it. If I want it, I can get it. But it's more about my future. And that's I think a lot of people be like, oh, you're gonna die. Like, you need to spend it as you go. But my thing is, like, the people in my family have been living long. Okay. So I know I'm gonna be living long.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna be 80 living off a $500 Social Security check.
No.
You feel me? So I've been investing and I've been saving and things like that. And like, I mean, as you've seen, like, I'm at a point where, like, I'm able to, like, do things for my family that I never thought I'd be able to do, you know? So it's just like, life have really taught me that it's not just about
in the moment
and what you buy, what other people think.
It's the bigger picture.
It's the bigger picture. And it's about, like, being able to provide for your family. Like, that feeling, like, people don't understand. Like, you don't understand how it feels to make everybody in your family just like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Super
like,
happy.
Make them happy. So
that's why, best friend, that's why I always have to give you your flowers at any given moment that I can even think about it, because I just don't ever want your efforts to go unacknowledged, because, like, that's a big thing. And, like, people can try to make it seem like that, like, that's not, or it's, like, normal. But there's a lot of people that cannot do that or want to be able to do that and stuff. And the fact that you've worked so hard to get to the point to where you can, like, that needs to be acknowledged, like, because that's so dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
So, we're going to go ahead and let's...
You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. So let's see. You got like a last question? Cause I don't
Some final thoughts, like, to exit us out?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, lastly, where is somewhere that, like, you would love to live? Like, if you could live anywhere in the world, like, no stipulations, whatever, it could be, like, you know, in the States or internationally, just anywhere that you would want to live, like, where would it be and, like, why?
Okay. If this was me, like, a year ago, literally a year ago, I would say LA, right? Off bat. Only because it shows my personality. It shows a lot of things out there, and I can relate to, like, I love that life. You know what I'm saying? I would live in the Hollywood Hills or Beverly Hills or even Calabasas.
Yes.
But me today, I think I'm more at like a peaceful type of serenity type of vibe.
Okay.
That I would actually come back to that once I visit Thailand and places like that, for me to actually answer that. Because, like, I see videos and stuff, and I always be like, damn, I would live there. But you can't really say you'll live somewhere that you never been. You need
Facts.
to be there. You need to experience it and be like, okay, this is where I would be.
Mhm.
So, my answer to that, I'm gonna get back to you.
So to be continued. Okay.
To be continued. What about you?
Um, to be honest with you, if I could live anywhere,
No stimulations.
none at all, it would probably be New York. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Because I love New York and I love
Wow.
the energy that I feel out there. Like, I feel like it is super unmatched.
Okay.
Which is very similar to LA because that's another place that I felt like the energy was just super amazing. But there is just something about New York that still has like this hustle and bustle about it that I feel like I could still conquer and I could still do it, especially after living in Chicago for so many years.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing that always kind of kept me from going to New York was just the real estate because I just couldn't wrap my head around like paying so much rent for a box.
Right.
So like that just like
No, facts.
yeah, like
Facts. And we like nice stuff.
Yeah, it
so,
turned me off because I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't just live with like
Yeah. No, I feel that.
yeah.
So we need y'all to keep watching and streaming so my best friend can get a motherfucking penthouse
High-rise
in
penthouse.
Manhattan, okay?
Okay,
We don't want to live in a 6x6.
Midtown.
Midtown. And y'all, thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Chase.
I'm Hollywood.
And this was Cut to the Chase. Until then,
Cheers.
we'll see y'all soon.